And root in with your sit bones, you know, really connect with your mat and just begin to be present right here, right now. And I was thinking today about the change, you know, how life has changed so much. And sometimes it can be a challenge to find time to carve out time for yourself for yoga or exercise or walking. And I think no matter what your little space is for yoga, I like to add candles. Sometimes I light incense. So, you know, with your time with yoga, especially since it's virtual, make your space yours. You know, do what feels good, even if you have to move things around and move them back. It's worth it for an hour just to have your little spot. So I've got my hands soft on my knees. And blink your eyes closed. And just begin to be present. And begin to breathe through your nose, your ujjayi breathing. It doesn't have to be big and deep. Let's just introduce the breath to the body. Inhale through your nose. And I sometimes like to hold my breath for maybe a second or two at the top. And then exhale through your nose. We're just introducing breath to the body. And now that we're introducing breath to the body, we're rooted in on our mat. We're starting to connect. Do a little body scan. Relax your jaw. Are your shoulders up by your ears? Relax your shoulders. Maybe just do a little shoulder roll up and back. Nothing real major. It's Friday. We're just saying hello to the breath and saying hello to our body. And beginning to be present right here, right now. On your next inhale, just bring your right ear to your right shoulder. And feel that stretch in your left side, your neck. And just hang here for a second and take a couple breaths. Check in with your headspace. Now bring your chin to your chest. And then left ear, left shoulder. And again, feel the stretch. And then if it's in your practice, look up. And then just begin for a couple breaths, do some rolls. Roll your head just slowly. And if you find a spot where it's kind of tight, just kind of hang there and breathe. Just roll your head from your shoulder to your chin, to the other side, back up. You might hear some pops and some cracks. It's okay. Just saying hello. And now when you get to your right shoulder, switch directions. So look up, bring your left ear to your left shoulder, chin to chest, right ear, right shoulder. Stay in your breath. Last round. Come back to center. And let's take a big breath here. Breathe in through your nose. Open your mouth, let it go. Relax your shoulders down. Let's do a little side stretch. So inhale your right arm up and just come over. Just kind of side bend, seated side bend, feel the stretch. And then bring your right arm up. Bring it down to the floor. Bring your left arm up. And just do the other side. And take the stretch where you need it to go. Come back to center. Inhale your arms up. Hands to heart center. And set your intention for your practice. Doesn't have to be long or complicated, just something simple, something you'd like to see more of. Maybe just in your practice or in your life. Now blink your eyes open. Inhale your arms up one more time and come into child's pose. However you get there. Make it a wide leg child's pose, big toes to touch, knees wide. And then just walk your hands down in front of you. I kind of like to push a little bit back onto my heels. Really, really connect with your mat. Bring your forehead to your mat. And breathe. Stretch your arms out long in front of you. Fan your fingers. And breathe. Two more breaths here. Fan your fingers and your on your next inhale, come up to tabletop. Stack your wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. And let's begin cat-cow with our breath. So inhale, lift your head, lift your neck. And then on your exhale, round your spine. This is a really fun pose to just be playful with. Be curious. You can roll back on your hips. Just whatever feels good. You're just saying hello to your spine. Getting deeper into your breath. One more cat-cow here. Come back to tabletop. Breath in. Open your mouth, lion's breath. Curl your toes and inhale up to down dog. Slowly, slowly, really say hello to those hamstrings. If you can bring your heels to your mat, try to do that. If you can't, that's fine. But paddle your feet. Wag your tail. Push your chest back towards your shins. Maybe lift your heels up and then bring them down to the right. And then lift them up again and bring them down to the left. Or just up, whichever side. It doesn't matter. We always do both. And then come back to center. Breath in. Breath out. Again, breathe in. Breathe out. And then walk or jump to the top of your mat. Come into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And halfway lift can be your hands flat on the mat or on your shins. Just make sure your back is flat. Exhale, fold. Now inhale, reach up. Slowly, we're not in any hurry. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Maybe take a slight back bend. Exhale, fold. Let's do that one more time. Halfway lift. Fold. Reach up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Ragdoll pose. So widen your stance a little bit. Bend your knees. You can rest your belly on your thighs. Let your head drop. Grab your opposite elbows. Sway side to side. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. If it feels good, you can place your hands on the mat. It's just a wider leg forward fold. Just really feel that stretch. I feel it really in the back of my glutes all the way up. Now inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the mat and walk into down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come into high plank. Now you can come high plank here, or you can come to your knees. Breath in. Exhale, come back to down dog. Then you can do this. Breathe in. Exhale, come into high plank. Breathe into your core. Hold and breathe. And push back to down dog. Come into high plank. And then lower all the way down. And again, come to your knees. And then come to your belly. And when you get here, place one palm on top of the other, one hand on top of the other, and just put your forehead down and connect with your mat. Maybe do a little body scan here. How are you doing? How's your head space? Are you here present on your mat? Have you gone away? It's okay, just come back. One more breath here. And then bring your arms to a T and roll to your right side body. I like to take a block and put it under my head. That keeps my spine in alignment. Now, once you get here, you can stay right here with just your legs in a scissor. You can put your right foot flat on the mat, or you can grab a bind for your left, whatever side. But wherever you land in this pose, once you get there, let's take 3 breaths. Last breath on this side. And wherever you are, release your bind. Come back to center. Breath in, breath out, and roll to your other side body, whichever side you didn't do last time. And again, take it where you need it to go. What do you need from this pose today? And breathe. Last breath on this side. And then come back to center and come into Sphinx pose. So you might have to come up a little bit, bend your elbows, bend at your elbows. I like my fingertips wide and the tops of the feet are flat on the mat. Try not to wear your shoulders like earrings. Think how the Sphinx looks. Should be just a slight back bend in your lower back. When you breathe into your belly, you can feel the rise and fall of your body. One more breath. And then come all the way down. Bend your knees. Windshield wiper them back and forth. Back and forth. And if you want a deeper bend, or yes, you can bring your knees wide. Now bring the tops of your feet flat on the mat again. And this time we're going to bring our hands down by our rib cage. Our thumb should be down at the bottom of our rib cage. Feet are still flat. Tops of the feet are flat on the mat. Bring your forehead to the mat. We're going to set up for baby cobra. Let's take a collective breath here. Inhale and exhale. And then on your next inhale, come up your head, your neck, and your chest. It doesn't have to be a really big move. Draw your shoulder blades in and down, elbows together. Breathe in. Don't hold your breath. Breathe out. One more time. And exhale all the way down. Windshield wiper your knees back and forth. Back and forth. And let's do that one more time. Inhale up. Exhale. Breath in. Breath out. Last time. And exhale all the way down. And you can let your shoulders fall at your side. Breathe in. Breathe out. And come into child's pose. Stretch your arms long out in front of you. Let's take a breath here. Breathe in. Open your mouth, let it go. Inhale your right arm up. Come up just a little up toward the ceiling. And then thread the needle under your left. I like to push back a little bit on my heels. So make adjustments. You can have your hand, your palm up, your palm down, or take a half bind. We want to get a shoulder stretch here. Some more hip opening. I think that's always good. One more breath here. Now come back to child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. And thread the needle on the opposite side. Oh, there was a pop. I don't know if y'all heard that. Be mindful each side of your body is different, and that's okay. I get kind of lost. I had to check the time. Okay, last breath on this side. Now come back to center. Breathe in. Breathe out. Curl your toes and inhale up to down dog. Big breath in. Long breath out. And walk your hands back to your feet. Come into a forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Fold. Inhale, sweep up. Hands to heart center, feet mat width distance apart, and come into Malasana squat. So you can use, this is where props are very handy. You can utilize a block. Oh, or you can come all the way down. Or if you have a bolster. And once you get here, try to come up, try not to come down. Yeah, elongate your spine. Yes. Head up, chest open. There we go. And breathe. Two more breaths here. And then on your last breath, come down to a seated position, however you get there, legs long out in front of you. And again, find your sit bones. We're going to set up for a seated forward fold. Inhale your arms up. Lead with your chest. Hinge at your hips, bend your knees, or you can use a block too. Again, props are great. And then come forward and then fold. And utilize your breath. On your exhales, see if you can exhale your belly button in towards your spine. And you can fold a little deeper. Slowly now walk yourself up out of the fold. Now, I don't know if you have a strap or a scarf or whatever prop you have at home, but grab that, all right? We're gonna bring our knees into our chest and just roll back one vertebrae at a time. And I'm gonna do it from the side here. And when you get here, take a big inhale. Open your mouth, let it go. And bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Squeeze them down. Maybe rock back and forth. And then replace your left leg flat on the mat. Take your strap and loop it over the bottom of your right foot or your left, whichever side, just one of your feet. And then take your overhead stretch where you want it to go. I like to put my arms in my hands like this in the strap. You can do a head hammock if you have a long strap. Or just take it in both hands. Just try to keep your arms straight. Maybe a little bend in your elbow, but anyway. And once you find your sweet spot, settle in and breathe. If you ever get lost in your practice, always remember you can come back to the breath. If you're up in your headspace, Just come back to the breath. Last breath wherever you are in the stretch. Now take the strap into your right hand and take your right leg to the right. And you should look like a starfish. I'm going to move my props here a little bit, but props are good. We'll see if y'all can, because the point isn't always to have your foot on the ground. It's to get that inner rotation on your right side. And again, try to keep your arm straight. Utilize your leg muscles more than the strap. And then breathe. Last breath on your right side. Now, utilizing leg muscles and breath, slowly inhale your right leg back to center. Take the strap into your right hand and then take your twist. And then look over your opposite shoulder. Really long exhales. See if you can twist a little deeper. Now inhale your right leg back to center. And release your strap. And then give your right knee a hug. Really squeeze it down into your chest. Then roll. Do some ankle rolls. Roll to the left. Roll to the right. Fan your toes. And then replace your right leg on the mat. Then breath in. Open your mouth, let it go. And let's do that same sequence on your other side. So take your strap and loop it over the bottom of your foot. And then take your stretch. One more breath. And then take your strap into your left hand and take your left leg to the left. Make your starfish. Be a starfish. Wouldn't that be cool to be on the beach right now? You could be a starfish. Inhale your right leg back to center or left or whatever, wherever you are, and take the strap into your opposite hand and take your twist. And be mindful, maybe this side feels a little different. In any yoga pose, make sure you honor your body. Find your edge. That's okay, but if it's painful, please back out of it. Inhale your left leg back to center. Release the strap. Squeeze your knee into your chest. And do some ankle rolls. Roll to the left, roll to the right. Fan your toes. And then bring your left leg to the mat. And again, breath in, breath out. And come into half pigeon. So we're going to bend our knees, bend your left knee, and bring your right foot over your left knee. And if this is good, if this feels good right here, this is great. You can also use a strap or a prop to loop it behind your thigh so you can pull in. Because you want to try to keep your shoulders flat, or you can interlace your fingers. Whatever feels good. You can also do this pose just like this up against a wall. So that means my left foot would be flat on the wall. So if you have wall space in your house, you're welcome to do this pose on the wall. This is a very intense hip opener. So make sure you're in your breath. It can feel kind of strange. Last breath, wherever you are here. And then bring your feet, keep your knees bent, feet flat on the mat. And we're going to do half pigeon on the other side. So bring your left foot to your right knee and then bring it in. Do a little body scan while you're in this pose. How does your body feel now compared to when you got here? Are you still holding some tension? Do you need to utilize your breath? Last breath on this side. And then come into Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly. So bring the soles of your feet together, knees wide. Place one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. And invite in your breath. And feel how you connect with your breath. Feel it bring fresh oxygen to your body. Be right here, right now. And we're going to be here for about 3 more breaths. Whatever that looks like. And then slowly bring your knees back together. Kind of keep your feet mat width distance apart. Yeah, mat width distance apart. And then windshield wiper your knees back and forth. Back and forth. Release that lower spine. And we're going to set up for bridge pose. So you can do supported bridge with a block, but your knees are bent. Soles of your feet are flat on the mat. I like to kind of tuck my arms under my torso just a little bit. And let's take a little reset breath here. Breath in, breath out. And on your next inhale, lift your hips. I like to tuck my feet a little bit underneath me after I get up. Now, if you need the block, sometimes that feels better. Put the block, but make sure the block's on your sacrum and not on your spine. And just breathe. Even if you have the block, maybe try to come up off the block just a little bit. You still know the block's there. Breathe in, breathe out. One more. And then lower slowly all the way down, one vertebrae at a time. And windshield wiper your knees back and forth, back and forth. And let's set up for bridge pose one more time, however that needs to be for you. And inhale up. Exhale, stay. Inhale up. Exhale, stay. One more, you can do it. And exhale all the way down, one vertebrae at a time. Super job. And windshield wiper your knees back and forth, back and forth. And come into happy baby. So you can do happy baby, you can grab the backs of your thighs, the backs of your calves, or the bottoms of your feet. And just squeeze your knees down toward your mat. Try to keep your shoulders flat. And you can rock back and forth. Just think about what a baby would do and be that carefree, that without judgment, that without any worries or cares or anything. And now grab your block and come into waterfall for your inversion. So we're going to put the block underneath our sacrum again, not on your spine. And then bring your legs up into the air. Can't you just feel your body relax? This just gives your body such a break. And just breathe. If you want to take a little deeper stretch, and just kind of reach up and try to touch your toes. Do that dorsiflex with your feet. So point your toes back toward your shins and just try to touch your toes. Yoga is fun. There's so many variations. Don't be afraid to experiment. Three more breaths here. Maybe four. It feels good. Just unplug. Be present right here. Connecting with your breath. Last breath here. And then release your block. Bring your knees into your chest and twist to your right. And look over your opposite shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. And twist to your left. And look over your opposite shoulder. Come back to center. And for our last pose, take your block or your bolster. Set it on your mat so that it's in between your shoulder blades. And you might have to adjust. Bring your legs straight. Bend at your elbows. And again, the block should not be on your spine. It should be between your shoulder blades or your bolster. And then come into fish pose. I like to let my head hang down, let it be loose, and breathe. This is a great chest opener. Your chest is where your heart chakra is. Now, if you want to add a little ab work here, you're welcome to lift your legs. Make sure you stay in the breath. Inhale up, exhale, inhale. But that's strictly your call. I think I feel abless today. Two more breaths in fish pose. And now release the block from between your shoulders and come into Shavasana, final resting. Use your block or your bolster if you want to bend your knees. Get a blanket. However, Shavasana needs to be for you, but this is the time for final resting. And the point of final resting, it's actually called dead man pose, corpse pose. And the purpose of that is at this point in your practice, let go of anything that does not serve you. It's kind of like this is your final answer. Come back to a normal breath. Do one final body scan here. Really check with your head space. Maybe it's still racing. That's okay. Let it race by. They're just thoughts. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring slight movement back into your body. Take a big inhale and take a stretch. Stretch your arms up over your head. Point your toes. It's like everything's new. It's first thing, fresh. You can start all over from here. And then roll to your side body and bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Thank your body for taking you through the practice. Come up to a comfortable seated position. Eyes closed. Inhale your arms up. Hands to heart center. And let's take a couple cleansing breaths here. Big inhale. Open your mouth, let it go. Again, inhale. Open your mouth, let it go. Remember, throughout the day, use kind words when you're speaking with yourself. We're all doing the best we can. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. And together we say, Namaste. TGIF yogis. Yay!
Everyone have a great weekend.